Alright, so people, if you care to know, I did a video a month or two back about exhibitions in boxing. There was a few exhibitions announced at the time. One of them being Mike Tyson versus Floyd Mayweather, which you don't know what's going on with that, but that was one of them. And another one being Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis. I made a video about Gervonta Davis a few days ago, about a week ago. He's obviously out of that fight, and replacement was Anthony Joshua, who's in talks to be Anthony Joshua. And well, today we had that officially announced. Anthony Joshua taking on Jake Paul live on Netflix Friday, December the 19th. Yeah, let's get into it, man. Last time we saw Anthony Joshua out, it was for the IBF World Heavyweight title against Daniel Dubois. He was stopped very convincingly in that fight, battered, did not look good at all. Guard looked low, legs looked shaky, in my opinion. Jab looked flaccid, didn't look like it had anything behind it to keep Dubois off. Chin was up. And yeah, it was just lacking overall. It was a bit weird in his approach, throwing up, cut some range as well. It was a very bizarre Anthony Joshua performance, who is usually quite decent technically. Like the second Alexander Usyk fight is a very good example, despite the fact he took a defeat in that fight and took a defeat fairly clearly. Now, last time we saw Jake Paul out was against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., the ghost of Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., who was never that good to begin with and was a fucking prolific weight bully as well. Like that man, he was a cruiserweight. Like the weight class he fought Jake Paul at was the weight class he is. Like that's just his natural weight. So yeah, he was never that good to begin with. But yeah, if I had to say who I think's gonna win, yeah, man, I think Jake Paul's gonna get it done. Yeah. No, I don't think Jake Paul. Fuck me. Could you? There's some people that really think that. No, Anthony Joshua can take him out at any point, whenever he wants, if he wants, and I think he will. I say first round, but second round really is not out the question. I think maybe Joshua want to play with him for a round, see what he's in there with. Maybe you never know. Even though it shouldn't really matter. Yeah, last time we have seen Anthony Joshua in this kind of fight before against Francis Ngannou, and Francis Ngannou, much bigger man than Jake Paul. Imagine Jake Paul getting hit with that shot. That's not going to end well. Yeah, we literally less than 3 years ago we saw Jake Paul get. I wouldn't outboxed by Tommy Fury. That was a bit of a weird fight. That was Tommy Fury isn't that good. He's definitely not on the level of Anthony Joshua. Tommy Fury is like Southern area, fringe British level cruiserweight at best. Think about the best British cruiserweight or the British champion, let's say, with Dal Riley, and what would happen between him and Jake Paul and him and Tommy Fury. It's a big gap even at British level. So yeah, man, I don't mind this fight. I'm going to be honest. There's some people saying, "Oh, look at how far Anthony Joshua's fallen and all that." Let me put it like this. He was going to fight in an 8-rounder on an undercard for less than 10 million against someone not on his level that he'd blow out in 1 or 2 rounds, as opposed to fighting in a main event on Netflix for probably around 50 million against someone who's not on his level, who's going to deal with in 1 or 2 rounds. It's the same fucking thing. It's just Jake Paul, right? Yeah. So there is one stipulation in the contract where Joshua cannot be above 245 pounds. For his last couple of fights, he has been well over 245 pounds. Last fight, he kind of weighed that. Well, last time he kind of weighed that was the 2 fights of Usyk. I think he can make that weight. I think that's a fine weight for him. I actually think that's a very optimal weight for Anthony Joshua. So, jokes on them, really. You've kind of just made Joshua. You kind of forced Joshua into good condition, basically. Because I think like I said, I think he looked good in that second Usyk fight. But yeah, that's my kind of video reacting to the announcement of that fight. It doesn't have to be long. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.